Oh man, I know, dude. Like the media just keeps attacking Musk, not Trump, but Musk, and it's just crazy. I mean, and I don't know. See, public enemy number two, right there, right, and that's out of like Germany, and it's crazy. So I don't know if it's like, I don't know if like the media, the people that you see talking on TV, I don't, and even like the journalist writers. I don't know if it's that they're jealous of what Elon Musk has allowed to be on X and that kind of stuff, or if they're literally just getting marching orders to say, yeah, we can't have this, right? Because there's that video with Hillary Clinton basically saying we have to control social media or we will lose control.
If they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm.
Pretty evident, right? It's pretty freaking evident. And it's just crazy that they're going after this guy because he allowed people to have a voice. He allowed a place where people can discuss things, whether they're truthful, whether they're untruthful, but that's kind of part of it. It's just, you call out the untruthful, and it just became so easy to call out the media. And so like this is my number one reason why, or the biggest impact that was had on the US elections. So yeah, I mean if you want to talk about like, the top three things that impacted the election, I mean this is going to be number one by far, is Elon Musk buying Twitter, obviously changed the name to X, but then not giving in to any kind of censorship requests or demands or anything like that. He said, no, this is a platform of free speech. Dude, he got rid of 85% of the workforce for X. Like any business that does that, they're going bankrupt. They're just done operationally. And he said, yeah, that's just when you try to be a moderator of speech, you need that many people. He's like, no, this is just, we are a free speech platform, and it's easy to get stuff called out. With community notes, you get things fixed and stuff like that, and it's a place of dialogue. It's not a place of pandering. And when you look at legacy media, and I guess this could probably be part two, is or the second point, I guess, is the censorship and the muzzle that comes from the legacy media, the old school media, through the traditional media. And it's one of those things that when they talk about a news clip or a video or a talking point clip, right? And if they're in the studio, Fox News or MSNBC or CNN or whatever, and they show a clip for like 2 or 3 seconds, like you get no context over what was just said. Or maybe even they show one for like 5-6 seconds, but maybe there's a little editing in there to kind of get some certain wording put together. And it's just so easy to have that called out. Like, because on X, you would just see the whole clip posted. And it's like, oh, okay. So that's what was said. That is not the context of what stuff was said. And it was just became so easy to call out the mainstream media. It was just so easy. So that would be like the second thing I would say. Is just the censorship that came from the legacy TV. And the other part about the TV, the media, is like I just said, that like they'll talk about, they'll show like a 3 to 5, 6 second clip, but they'll spend the rest of like an hour talking about. They'll go around the table. Everybody will give their point. It's like, you're not talking about news. It's just opinions. Like that's it. That's all it is. It's just opinions. That doesn't mean anything. Most of the time, those news organizations, whatever you want to call them, 95% of the time, it's just them in the studio talking. I'm sure they got news crews out in the field somewhere doing something, and then I would say the third thing that had the biggest impact on the election is probably just going to be messaging. She never had a good message as and her team. They just never had a good message as why inflation was bad, how we're going to get it. It was just, oh, we're about the party of joy. I'm middle class. That's how I was raised. I had a green lawn. And it just never was good. It just never was good and clear messaging on what we're going to do. She never talked about the border, right? Did you notice that, right? She was border czar during Biden's entire tenure in office. And whenever she was asked about it, she would never address being border czar. Never. And so, yeah, I mean, those would be the three things I would say, like Elon Musk and standing firm on X as a free speech platform. The censorship that you see that was clearly obvious from the media and how they portrayed. It's not just censorship, but it's just false representation on their part. And then third, I would say, what was their messaging? I mean, it was easy for Trump to go out there. It was like, were you better off 4 years ago before the pandemic rather than what you are today? A lot of people would say yes.